I found a YouTube video from the Little Beading Closet named Beading Tutorial for a Beaded Ring in 3 Easy Steps Using Precocia Crystals, the Clever Clover. And this was the inspiration for the pendant that we're going to make today. I'm going to include the link to that video as well in my description, so if you'd like to make the matching ring to go with the pendant, you'll be able to get to that video. We're going to use the same techniques and it will look the same as what the ring does, but we'll make it in a pendant style. Where we will make some changes is in the back of the pendant and also doing the bail along here so that you'll have something to put it on a necklace or cord. We're going to use 4 number 6 round beads, 2 4mm bicones, 8 round seed beads, some number 15 both in the same color as the 8 zeros and the same color as the bicones, and some 11 zeros when we go to make the bail on the pendant. So let's get started. We're going to take the 4 round crystals and bring them down. Now I'm going to leave these, I have small hands, so it's hard for me to hold all 4 at the same time. So I'm going to leave these here and I'm going to run this back through. You want to come back through the crystals to make a loop. I hope you all could see that. So there's our loop. I'm going to pull it closed. And although if you've seen any of my other videos, I really dislike knots, I'm going to make a knot here because I can actually pull this knot through the larger crystal, so it's not going to be seen. All right, and we're going to go around these crystals again so I don't have to make it overly secure. I'm going to cut the end off so we can get to dispense with this thread. And I will come back through the one crystal there, so I can pull this there. Pull that tight, and now we're going to go around with the number 8 seed beads, and we're going to fill in between each crystal. I'm using number 8 Fireline, and I also took about a 42-inch or 107 centimeter length of thread. Now we need to go around again, so we're going to take another one and we're going to go in the crystal, bypass the bead, and when you go through and into the crystal, they'll line up together like this. Okay, so you should have now 2 beads on either side of the crystal, and we want to go through 1 bead now. We come through the crystal, we're going to go through 1 bead, and we're going to pick up 9 of these little 15 gold beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I just want to check. That's 9. And we're going to go into the next bead. the next number 8 bead. And we're going to do this again. Another 9. And we're going to go into the next bead. And 9 again. And one more set of 9. And come out through that large bead so it would look like this. Now we're going to go through 5 of the small beads. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to come up on the 5th bead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to add 3 gold beads, and we're going to go behind the one we just came out of. So this is we just came out of this one. You're going to go behind that one and through, and that's going to form a little triangle, a little peak like this. Now go through the next 4 beads. Through the large one, and I'm going to continue. You can probably continue yourself if you feel more comfortable coming out the large bead and then starting with the small ones again. I like to continue as far as I can go. I see I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, so I'm going to have to go through one more over here. Okay. And I need another 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to go again behind this bead and then back through, moving forward. And if I can get through more of the beads here, going along here, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, do it in multiple steps. All right, now I have 4, so I've got to pick up one more because I've got to be on the 5th bead. And I want to go in behind and around. And again, we're going to go through. Now, if you do look at the video for the ring, it goes around this a couple of times. And since we're working with very small beads, I did not do that because they do that for the ring because the ring gets a lot more use. So when you're moving your hands, you might hit something. A pendant doesn't get near as much use as what a ring would get. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We came out the right one. So I now have to add 3. This is my last group of 3. So this time I just want to come out on this large bead. And this is what your piece should look like so far. Now we're going to swing over to the other side. And we're going to go back in this, so the thread is coming out this direction, and we're going to go back this way to the other side. Oops, excuse me, my finger got caught. And this time we're going to pick up 4 beads. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And we're going to go through the top bead that we just put on in our little triangles. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and go through the large bead. And we're going to repeat that step. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, go through the top bead of the triangle, and 1, 2, 3, 4 to go through the large bead. And we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and we go through the top of the triangle. And we do another 4. Go through the large bead. And this will be our last group of 4. And go through the large bead. All right, so now we should look like this on both sides. Now we're going to use the bicones to fill this hole in here. So our thread is coming out up top, and we're going to take 3 of the 15-0 and the bicone and the 15-0 again. And we're going to do a figure 8. So we're not going to go in on the same side. We're going to go in the opposite side down below. And when we come round, we're going to go through these seed beads and the bicone and come back to the other side. There we go. I caught them all. And go up this side. We came down this way. We went round, came down, up, and then go through this side. Okay. So this is what your piece should look like. Push the bicone down a little bit. And we're going to go, now this is a little different from the ring because a pendant really has 2 sides. A ring will sit on your finger and the inside isn't showing. But on a pendant, it may flip back and forth, so you want to have finished sides on both. So we're going to come over this side and we're going to repeat these steps again. Now, if you don't have the proper color to match the bicone and the round crystals for the 3 seed beads, I did this one using size 11-0, and I only used 2 11-0 instead of 3 with the 15-0 in order to attach the bicone. So you can use 11-0. It looks a little different. I didn't think it looked that much different from the 15, but if you do that, I use the matching 15s when we do this bail, and I tried it with the 11s, which is why there's no beads up here, and the 11s are just too large to use up in the bail. So if you do this, you probably want to make a plain bail going up and not embellish it with the crystals, or embellish it with the seed beads. Okay, so we're going to do this one more time. We're going to pick out 3 beads and the crystal, and then 3 more beads. And we're going to the opposite side. So we're going to come over here on this side. And then we want to come back down the crystals and the seed beads, the crystal and seed beads. And again, we came, oops, see, I missed that. So you got to be careful about missing the last few. I want to double check that. All right, so that looks good. And go up through your number 8. Now, you could put your bail, depending upon what you want it to look like, you could put it this way so that you would have it arranged in a more of a square. I personally like the diamond. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the diamond, but I'm going to move over to the other side of the pendant, and I'll tell you why. You're going to just move over here because we went around here twice when we were putting in the seed beads and then the 3 on top. We only went around here once. And when you're working with 15 sides 0 beads, you can't get that many passes of thread through them. So I need to go up here to the 6th bead. So I want, this is the 6th bead, the one after the one with the 5 we were using before. So you'll have 3 beads here, and then you'll have 6 beads coming down here. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take 2 11-0 beads, and we're going to go in to the 3rd one behind. So if you take a look at what I've got here, I've got 3 beads behind where we're going to start. I have the 3 beads we're going to work at and the 3 beads in front. So we're going to go through these 3 beads, go back 2 from where the thread came out, put your 11 zeros in, and come up this way. So this will center them on top of the diamond. Now we come up this one. We'll come up the one on the left where your thread is closest. And we're going to take 2 more 11-0 beads, and we're going to go down into the next one, into the bead next to it. And then we're going to want to come back around. I'm turning this because it's easier to work for me on this side. Come back around and come up. And turn back around. So we have 2 beads now. And the thread's coming out of the left side. We're going to take 2 more, 1, 2, and we're going to go down 1. Only 1, you only need to go down 1. Bring that down. Now if we want to do the little seed beads in between, we can do that at this point. So I'm going to pick up a size 15-0. Now, you really need the 15 zeros for this center. I didn't have 15 zeros when I made this green pendant, so I substituted 2 11 zeros on either side of the bicone, on either side of the pendant. And because of that, I couldn't put the beads up along the bail because the 11 zeros are too big. But if you use the 15-0, your thread comes out, you're going to want to go back up. I'm going to do this a little on this side. There we go, if I can catch it. You want to go back up through the 2 beads and pull, and your little blue bead will sit nicely right there. So let's do that again. We're going to put 2 11s, go down 1, pick up a 15, go up 2, okay. And the next one, I'm going to turn this around. I have a very hard time working that side. So we want to go up 2, and pull it nice and tight. And then I'm going to pick up another 2 11s and go down on this side. And I'm going to turn it this time. Now, as long as you keep your thread in front, keep the thread in the front of the piece, you can work on this side. So I'm going to, now I can hold this and I can go up on this side and pull this in, and this will go round to the front. So I'm going to do that once again. I'm going to pick up the 11 and I'll go down here. I'm going to turn around, keep the thread in front. I'm going to pick up a blue bead. I'm going to come up this side and pop that into place. And I have to continue this pattern until I have 11 rows, and I'll show you how to count them. Pick up a blue bead and come up on this side. So you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to have to make 4 more. You want 11 rows going up this way. And then we can fasten it to the other side. So finish your 11. I'll be right back. I now have 11 rows going up, 11 of these. And if you take a look, we're still going to have to add a blue bead right here. But we'll do that in a second. So what we're going to do at this point is we have enough to make the curve. So we're going to go and find that 4th, 5th, and 6th bead on this side, just like we had on the other side. So see again, we're right in the center. There's 3 beads. You've got 3 on this side, 3 on this side. So you want to go right through the 3 beads, right through the center. Pull this down. And then you're going to go up just 1. You're going to go up the 1 bead on the other side. See, we've got the thread coming out right here. Now we can put this last blue bead on. So now we can grab another blue and we can put the blue bead on as we go back down through the other side. See how nice that goes? And it also is going to line, it's also going to line us up to be able to reinforce this one more time. And we're going to go through beads 4, 5, and 6 one more time. So now you've got this, you've reinforced it. If you want a little stiffer bail, now this is optional. I'll do it, but you can skip this step. If you want a little stiffer bail, you can come up along here. And then come back down. Go across. Now be careful right in here. I just had to take a little pliers to pull the thread through. You don't want to break these beads, so don't really force it too hard. If it doesn't want to go, just find another path or leave it. You don't want to break the bead. I'm going to go back up on this side. and come back down. Now this time I'm not going to go back through the bottom beads. I'm actually going to finish this off. I'm not going to go back through the beads underneath the bail. So instead of going back through here, we're going to go to the 3 on this side. I'm going to finish this all off and pick up the 3 beads just before the big one. Now we're going to make a little knot here, and we're going to come up and go back down. Now slowly, you want to get this to sit between the large, there we go, between the large bead and the small bead. So you want to pull that. And then we'll come back through the large bead. And I'm going to do one more knot and pull through. So I'll come back down here. I'm using a size 10 bead needle. If you have a size 12, that would be a better one to use. That's why I'm catching, because towards the end, there's a lot of thread in there. All right, we're going to do this again. And we're going to come around. Okay. Secure that, go back through the large bead so you can't see it, come up through a couple of the smaller ones, and I'm going to cut that off. All right, now I didn't do as clean a cut as I wanted to. Get my thread zapper out. With these metal beads, you want to be careful not to hit the bead because you can discolor them. There we go. And there's your pendant. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and please like and subscribe.